Hi folks, this is a video on La Niña and El Niño, the two weather conditions that we're going to have a look at in a bit of depth because they link in firstly to a series of different hydrometeorological hazards, but also into atmospheric conditions around anticyclones and depressions. So it's worth watching those videos as well, anticyclones and depressions, and also the risk equation to get up to speed on that. So, we need to think about what El Niño is, what causes it, and what are the effects. So first off, let's start with what El Niño is. El Niño is a change in the conditions in the Pacific Ocean. And the Pacific Ocean is south of the equator about there, south of the equator in the Pacific Ocean between South America and Australia. Now normally on a map you'd see those the other way around. It's like you're going all the way around the back of a map. And what normally happens is you've got air sinking down over South America, creating high pressure, blowing across the Pacific Ocean, and rising up above Australia, creating low pressure. Circulates round that way. And what that does is it pulls warm water with it. Now the water is warm because it occurs in the summer. However, this is the summer in the southern hemisphere, so it's our winter. In fact, it occurs about Christmas time, hence the name. El Niño in Spanish means the boy, or the boy child, the Christ child. Just like that. So, we've got warm water being pulled across like this, warm water pulled across to Australia. And that's good because it sucks this cold water up underneath. It's called upwelling. It's like it's being pulled out of a well. Upwelling of cold water in South America, Peru in particular. And that's really good if you're a fish industry like Peru has. If there's lots of fishermen, lots of fish industry, the fish prefer the cold water, so you get lots of fish. However, every 4 to 5 years something happens, and for reasons that we still don't really know, we get what's called the Southern Oscillation, and this circle flips over. The Southern Oscillation causes the conditions that we call El Niño. So what we've got here is the El Niño conditions. The pressure has become low over in South America and high over in Australia every 4 to 5 years. And what this does is it kind of weakly pushes the warm water back towards Peru and stops the cold water from coming up. So all the fish go away. All the fish go away means that all the seabirds die to start with, but also people can't fish anymore because there's no fish to fish. But also we get some other problems as well. This air is spinning around, we're getting low pressure where there's normally high pressure. So it's used to being dry because high pressure brings dry conditions, and it's suddenly rained upon very heavily. So you get a lot of mudslides, you get a lot of floods. In Australia, where they're used to having low pressure, so rain, cooling rains, and a sort of monsoon season, they just get more dry, which can lead to forest fires and big problems there. So it's not just about this industry in Peru, it's about weather conditions as well. And this has a big effect across the whole of the world as well. So it actually sort of ripples out like a stone in a pond, and everywhere starts to get bizarre weather as well. So that's the El Niño conditions. So we also have La Niña conditions, which are like an extreme version of the normal. So if we go back to those normal conditions, where warm water is pushed across from South America to Australia, cold water is upwelling, we get a bit of rain in Australia, we get a bit of high pressure and heat in Peru. it's like that but much more extreme. So if in normal summer conditions, our winter but their summer, if in normal summer conditions you would get, say, a flood up to your ankles in Australia, it would be up to your waist instead. So it's a serious scaling up of those conditions. And it's kind of like if you've got a spring with a dial attached to it. You've got your normal conditions, and then El Niño pushes it all the way over. But then, when El Niño goes, after that one summer, the dial goes all the way over to the other side for a year before it comes to a rest in normal conditions again. So you get El Niño, La Niña, and then 3 to 5 years of normal conditions, then El Niño, La Niña, 3 to 5 years of normal conditions. That's the theory. But we're actually finding that global warming is causing more severe and more frequent El Niños, which is something that we're going to look at further in class and in other videos. So any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching.